This is another episode of Built From Nothing podcast. I'm your host, Sean. I'm here with my guy, Nell. And we got our new co-host, my guy, Tez. What's going on, brother?
What's going on, man?
Hey, appreciate you for coming on the team.
Sure.
Thank you so much. But we here with a special guest, the persistent, strong, deceptively quick, Ugo Obasi, man. Thank you for coming through. So you from Nigeria?
Yeah, born and raised.
How did you get over here to the U.S.?
Shit, my mom just pretty much won the lottery back home, so she was able to bring us here with the money that she had. So me and my three brothers, we was able to come here off, having a little bit of money and then make our way, go about it that way.
Was it a tough transition for you?
For sure. You had to adapt the American way of being. You had to understand the language, the lingos. You had to understand, the belief system and the culture here. So it was a totally, 360. It was a 360.
For sure. So we're gonna jump straight to high school. How you get to Milford Mill, and was there any other schools?
Really, Milford Mill was just my zone. We had moved into a nice little crib, and we was doing good for ourselves. So Milford Mill was my zone. So just to take away all challenges from my mom having to drive me far away to go to a private school, we just went to the zone.
Got you. You was a dual athlete playing
Right.
basketball and football. I know we talked off camera that you love basketball.
Right.
You love basketball. That was your sport.
Yeah.
So we're gonna follow that journey first.
Right.
You went to when you got to Milford, you played at JV or whatever the case may be,
Right. Started off at JV.
and then
basketball.
you went to varsity.
I went to varsity my sophomore year. Yep.
All right, walk us through those. Give me your first 2 years on varsity. So you as a sophomore, and you as a junior.
Okay. As a sophomore, I really should have been playing varsity from the start.
Mhm.
It was my decision. The coach, he was like, "You could start, on varsity as a sophomore." But for me, I wasn't confident. I didn't know how good I really was. Like, I was real athletic naturally. A lot of shit was just really natural for me. But I didn't feel like I understood the game. So I said I stay on JV. So once I felt a little confident by the end of sophomore season, they bumped me up. And, luckily, our varsity team was in playoffs. So I helped them there, and I started to be a sixth man. And I was a great addition for the team. So we ended up losing to, I believe, Poly. Poly was very good that year as well. So, yeah.
So you lost to Poly as a sophomore.
As a sophomore as well. Poly was always good, man.
Yeah.
Poly was always good. They recruited very well. And we lost at home, at Poly's home. So that atmosphere was crazy.
What about as a junior? What was crazy about the junior year?
As a junior, yeah, I was on varsity fully. I was the go-to player. They was trying to build around me. I pretty much, I ran everything. A lot of success. We had a wonderful team. We went very, very far. I think we lost in playoffs, probably first or second round.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of forgot to who, but we had a very great team, and that's when I think my name really started to ring bell. As a basketball player.
Got you.
Yeah.
Because you was also like playing AAU at the time, right?
Exactly. I was hopping on every team. At
Yeah.
AAU, I was on every team, so that was a wonderful experience.
And that all came full circle. It's crazy that you even said about the. It's crazy you even said about the Poly team because y'all end up seeing them in the state championship last year, right?
Again.
Mhm.
Yep.
So talk to me about that season and talk to me about how that championship game kind of hurt you a little bit.
I mean, going into it, man, I was very confident, of course, in my senior year. But then I kind of lost a little bit of confidence going to the game because we were playing on Maryland court. And man, if you know Maryland court, college courts is much bigger. It's a lot of space. The rim is a little softer. Everything feels different, and the rim kind of just sits in the air. It's nothing that really holds it. So it's just a weird feel. So I knew my shot. I would have to find my shot throughout the game. So throughout that whole game, I was trying to find my shot. I was going over. My teammates were relying on me. So that's why we really got down early on in Poly. So we had another great guard, Foodie. He came from St. Francis. He picked up a lot of the load. So, Poly got off to a fast start. They were very dominant. I mean, they had great players. They had Demetrius, who ended up, jumping to a lot of different schools, Long Island, whatever. He was a very good player. He was 6'5". Then they had Justin Lewis. He was 6'9", and he, where he went. And they had Rod, point guard, and they had a lot of great pieces around him. So they killed us in the first half. Maybe we was down 20-30, and we were known for fighting back. So once I started to find my shot, find my rhythm, and Foodie kept doing what he does, we fought back all the way to the last second. We ran. We had a play. We talked about it. It was to get me or Foodie the ball, and it didn't work out that way. So Ahmed, our point guard, took it upon himself. He drove. He found D Woods at the bottom, all by himself. And he just couldn't hang on to the ball, man. So we ended up losing by 1.
All right, so now let's follow your journey as a football player, because I heard that you started playing football as a sophomore. That's crazy. So what got you into football?
The coaches, all the football coaches, man, every single day, they couldn't stop talking to me. Hey, come play football, just try it out, And then, the basketball coach was like, oh, no. He can't play football, he got this and this and this, and he got AAU in it. So my AAU coaches was coming up there to like, yeah, he can't play football. So the football coaches just kept being on me, and I was just like, I feel like in high school you should try everything. Especially my son, my daughter, try everything, So that's what I had a little sit down myself, and I was like, I'm gonna try football. I tried it out the first day. I was killing. I mean, to me, it's kind of like basketball, because as a receiver, I didn't really know how to run routes to start off, but it's really you just run and you just kind of plant, So I ran and I plant, and they threw the ball up, and it was like basketball, like you go get the ball, and I had the most hops, so it was just like a jump ball. I was a jump ball type of player to start off, so that's how I got things going. And when I really learned how to run routes and learn how to, it was just being athletic. It was an easy transition for me.
Yeah. I listen, I was watching a lot of your highlights, and you were just jumping over people. Yo, it was crazy. And then come to your senior year, you helped lead them to the championship game.
For sure.
And then you kind of fell short that too. So walk me through that game.
Man, I mean, this one still haunt me today. So we playing might have forgot their name as well too, but a pretty good team out the way. We playing them at Navy. We up 30. We killing them. They're nothing compared to us. Our skill levels are just way better than their DBs. We're killing them. We up 30 halftime. My OC decided to switch things up. I ended up not touching the ball like pretty much the whole second half. I got cold. We just run a lot of screens. Like I'm talking about screens back to back. I don't know why, but the whole scheme changed.
Yeah.
And they was on it, They had some adjustments. They was on it, so they fought back. Next thing you know, they down 10. Next thing you know, they down 5, and we just couldn't, because we changed our entire scheme. Now we trying to get back on our scheme. Our OC see that they're they catching up, and they catching the rhythm. Now we trying to get back on our scheme. It's too late. Everybody cold. It was everybody was out of rhythm. So ended up losing by 1 as well too. My senior year, lost by 1 both seasons, and I had number 1 both seasons. I was dealing with a lot that season. Could have had 2 rings, now I have none.
Yeah.
My senior year, so
yeah,
it's all right.
What was the recruiting like for football, and was you even getting recruited for basketball?
Right. So this is actually why I chose football. For football, I pretty much had the whole East Coast. I had the whole East Coast. I don't know, Bama, the real big schools, Auburn. But I had like the Penn States. I had like, when you talk about like real Big Ten football, I had those. So I pretty much I could have choose any school. I pretty much went on the East Coast. Basketball, I had the little schools. I had Towson. I had DePaul. I had schools like that. But the thing about basketball, I wasn't growing anymore, and it was getting harder and harder for me to get my shot off, because you got 6'6" players, 6'7" players, and I don't really think they're good in college, but they're longer, which means even if they don't know how to play defense, it's harder for me to get my shot off just naturally. So it was just, you need to be more skill. You need to have more skill for basketball.
Right.
Even though I loved that the most, I was like, what's the fastest way for me to make $1 million? Football, nobody could stop me. I could be like, yo, throw me the fucking ball right now, and I'll score right now, so that's why I chose football. Not really because of the offers. That was a great, a great reason because of the offers, but like it was just football. I just called my own shots. Yeah.
And you ended up going to the University of Virginia.
Right.
Talk to me about your experience there, because you dealt with injury.
I say humbling.
Mm-hmm.
It was humbling, man. Since day one, I thought I was the shit. I came up in there. And you got thing you gotta realize, you coming up in there as a amateur.
Mm-hmm.
And you had 4th, 5th, 6th year players, grown men. And you trying, I'm the shit. What I did in high school going work. Mm-mm. You gotta learn the whole scheme. That's you get a whole book. You gotta learn the whole scheme.
Yeah.
Once you learn the whole scheme, then you gotta the pace of college. Practice, it was nonstop.
Mm-hmm.
Nonstop. You had people all over the field. You got cameraman all over the field, the referees, you run a route, you back to the huddle. The pace took me like 6 months to get down alone. So once you get that down, now I gotta lock in on what I gotta do as a receiver. And it's not just catching balls at this level. What else can you do? Can you block for a running back? It was a whole lot of things, man. Once I really got it, by the start of luckily I got it quick. By the start of my sophomore year, mid sophomore year, that's my first injury happened. And I blew out my knee, so once I blew that out, that took 6 months. So there goes sophomore season. Came back the end of the season. Hey, you go just sit out. It's the end of the season. Cool. Next year come around, blow out my left knee. And I was supposed to be starting by junior year, but it's one of those things I was so excited. I came early during the summer of my junior year just so I could get some one-on-one work with, our DBs, like, oh yeah, this is my year type shit. And doing one of those type of things, I blew out my left knee, and this one was much bad. It was like a bone thing, so it took about 9 months. Come back from that, that's a junior year. So it's senior year. By this time, I ain't gonna lie, on that level, my head coach, they didn't even remember my name. You been out 2 years. Yeah, you the shit. We know you good. You supposed to be starting, but you gotta think about it. They getting people from the transfer portal. They getting the best of the best freshmen from high school. They're getting people that already been there that's developing and getting better. So it's like we forgot about you. So once I reminded them about who I was by my senior year, another injury, my knee. So 3 knee injuries. So it was it was quite a journey, and not just that. I had a lot of other injuries. My pinky, broke my pinky, turf toes, hamstring 3 times. I don't know what it was. I think the way I play is fierce. You see me on the basketball court.
Yeah.
I play. And sometimes you have to learn how to practice.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't learn how to practice till like a long time. And sometimes you gotta learn when to dial it down and when to really pick it up. And I was always up at a high level. And I think that's what caused a lot of the injuries. But hey.
What got you through it?
I had good people around me, bro. And I started to really, grow my relationship with God.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had good people around me in my relationship with God. That's the only thing that got me through it, bro, because it's just devastating. You see a lot of people, bro. You see a lot of people I played against. I know they're not better than me.
Mm-hmm.
So and you see them at specific levels. You're like, wow, bro, that's great. I'm really grateful for you. But I know for sure that I could be at that level as well too, because I put in the work and I know how good I was supposed to be. But the injuries happen, bro.
Talk to me about Monmouth University.
Yeah, Monmouth was a terrible decision. All around. I'm gonna say this because coming out of my senior year, once again, that's how I know I'm blessed. Not playing 3 years in a row. Nobody know who the hell you are. Everybody forgot about you. Even though I had all those offers in high school, they forgot about me. So I had 2 offers out of my senior year when I hit the portal. And that was Western Kentucky and Monmouth. And Western Kentucky was a no-brainer. If you look, they had like the quarterback threw for like 6,000-7,000. That season, his name was like he was a white boy. He in the league right now. He was with the Patriots for a little bit, but they was slinging that thing. But I was like, the receivers they had there, man, they were dogs. So me just trying to be real with myself. You got 3 knee surgeries. Yeah, you're sort of back to normal. I was like 7 out of 10, and I was never getting back to my 10. I'm just like, I need somewhere I know I could really kill so I could transfer again. Because I had 3 years after my senior year. Because all those years, you had COVID year. I'm like, I got to go somewhere I could kill. So I went to Monmouth. And Monmouth quarterback just was not getting me the ball. Just was not getting me the ball. It was one of those things where you come in as a transfer and you killing so bad. I was killing so bad in practice that it's sort of like they looked the other way like, nah, you just came in. We have people that been here. You just can't get all the balls. You can't take their, you can't take their shine. It was I felt a lot of hating going on. It was in North Jersey, and I didn't like the vibes, and it wasn't good people over there. Man, it was just a terrible move all around, bro.
So that's when you decided to stop playing.
Yeah, bro, it was more of those things. One of my older brother best friends got shot and killed in Baltimore City, and they were the closest friends. He's one of my close friends. Back in like November, December, and they did business together. They did real estate together, and it was like like they shot and killed the wrong person. That they was going for. So it was devastating. So that and me, what I had going on in Monmouth, I'm like, man, should I even stay here for another year? Like they not paying me no money like they did at UVA. Like I'm broke. I'm not getting the ball. I don't know if this next quarterback is going to try to get me the ball. I'm like, I gotta get some money, man. I'm just being real. Some people don't know how to be real with themselves, bro. Like, I could have went and played CFL. I could have went and played overseas. I'm like, nah, bro. I need some real money. I need to take care of my family.
Can you talk to me about your friends up at the school? A little tragedy happened up at University of Virginia. Can you talk me through that and just another way how you kind of persevered through that as well?
Yeah, bro. Man. It was a lot going on, but so all three of them, man. The closest one to me was Lavelle Davis, right? He was a receiver. He was one of those dog receivers he brought in. Talking about a 6'9" receiver that could move like a 5'11" dude, So he was a dog. So once he first came in, all the older guys was trying to craft him because we knew his potential. So he killed his first year. Had 900 yards. I mean, jump ball guy, whatever you want him to do. So the guy that actually committed this tragedy is a guy that I knew. Is just one of those guys that I was in his room, before, like as we got dressed before going to a party after a football game. Like, the guy that committed this was my best friend's friend. So it was my best friend's roommate at the time. So to me, I just try to understand it all, actually having all the pieces. I knew this guy, I knew all parties. Just trying to understand why exactly he would do something like that. He was going through a lot, just like everybody else, but nobody can say that what he was going through and the things he shared with me, that he was able to go out and commit something like that on school property, man, to those, those loving guys that never, did anything to deserve anything like that. So it was a tough one, man. It was a lot of funerals that had to be attended, and it was a tough time, but we got through it.
Well, Ugo, we appreciate you. We appreciate you for coming through, telling your story, man. Look, we want to give you your flowers and let you know, like, your story needed to be heard. And you my guy. I like playing with you on the court. You know what I'm saying? I wish I could have watched you play football, but like I said, man, we appreciate you over here at Built From Nothing.
Yes, sir. No problem, man. I appreciate y'all.
That's another episode of Built From Nothing. We get up with y'all later.